How far can I take Luton Town on Football Manager Season 9? So we're back in Europa League for the third time in 5 seasons. Hopefully now with the squad we have, we can stay in Europa League and actually challenge in the league, kind of like top 4, top 7 as well. So basically the team is now growing really well. I spent quite a bit of money in the summer because I've built up the money. I thought, right, let's just go for it these last 2 seasons. And I might do more than 10, but I'm giving myself like a 10 season plan to see where I am. I did make a few changes to the team. For once, I didn't actually sell loads because I've sold so much the last 2 or 3 years. I had so much money, so I spent it all. So I loaned out a couple of my youngsters that I brought in from Brazil. Loaned out this last I got from Coventry, as I'm going to show you. I got him on a loan back. I've signed him. He's got loads of potential. He's through Coventry's youth. So it's nice I've got a couple of like lower league players coming through. Baldini, the one that got away, the one that could have been. So I signed him. He had one amazing season. He did his ACL, and he just wasn't the same player again. So I just want to he's still got loads of like potential and time to grow, but because I have so many strikers, I just want to concentrate on a couple. So I cashed in. He's gone back to Argentina, and hopefully he has a good career. I sold Alex Prime to Real Madrid, which some of you are thinking that's what are you doing? So basically he came for 19 million. He was okay, but I've just got other young centre backs in, so I got a 35 million offer, and he wants to go Real Madrid, and I don't blame him, to be honest. Again, he'd be like, he's got loads of potential, but when I've started to have, I've just got too many players really, so I'm just having the best of the best. Now, in terms of the players I brought in, I spent all my money on a new gen centre back from Man United, one kid English. Plays in the national team, got him for 78 million after he's played about a season at Man United. Got an English right back in from Bayern Munich, who's my second choice right back, who come through the Sunderland Youth Academy. A lot of players come through the Sunderland Youth Academy. They've got a really good academy in this game. And then this was the lad I got from Coventry. I've loaned back, but he's got a lot of potential. I love signing new gen strikers, as you know. I've signed this one from Bulgaria for 3 million after he was a bit of a star. Aim to loan him out. That's why I've signed a load of strikers and sold a load, because I just like the best of the best, and I've got one coming through now. And that's all I signed. It was quite a quiet window because the squad, I mean, I've got my keeper. He's just been outstanding in the first season. I spent 90 million on my right back, my Welsh one, and then these centre backs are class. Left back's doing great. This Ernesto is unbelievable. Just world class already, 2 seasons in. I've got an offer which I'd reject for Jovanovic from Bayern Munich. Again, absolutely class. I mean, look at his team. In terms of a striker situation, I'm going with Presland. He didn't really play much last season. He came off the bench and scored a few goals. He's probably going to be my main choice between these two. Danaman, he scored 9 goals last season, but if one of them could take off, and mine's are both so young. Because I'm also going to give Sung, because he's not man. He's the lad I got from Sheffield United, Peterborough, and he went to Sheffield United on loan. He's starting to grow nicely. It's all coming together lovely. Got this guy. He's a Belgian winger, second choice left winger. So I've got Coutinho. Hopefully he can grow a little bit. Got loads of potential. Problem is, if they're not playing games, they won't grow. So I'd really get him out on loan, or just hope that he sort of take a chance. And this is he is a brick wall at the back, my Turkish centre back. So we're getting there. The season did not start well. We lost at Brighton, and then we lost at Man United, which means we had 0 points after 2 games. Crucial win at Fulham, win the League Cup, and the win at Burnley got our season started though. We had a really disappointing defeat in our first Europa League game, 3-0 win against Bournemouth. Then another defeat in Europe, which is already putting us on the brink of we're not going to qualify automatically now. And then a terrible defeat at Norwich. I did a few little tweaks. I'm still kind of playing 4-2-3-1. Kind of just got my centre backs again, sort of playing a bit more on the ball. I was went back to just fully attacking 4-2-3-1. I kind of put my centre backs back on central defend for a little bit. I'm not the most tactically amazing manager. I'm very generic. And when something goes wrong, I go, right, I'm just going to change the centre backs because they can see a lot of goals, not pass it greatly. I just want to get like the flourish of the team going. But we've got some nice green links there. I'm playing him as a centre forward now. And what I've started to do in the next season actually is just have 2 formations. And when I play bigger teams, just go to a DM. The better the players get, the more that stuff works, funnily enough. So yeah, that change works. I beat West Ham 4-1. Fantastic second half performance. You can see a nice range of goals. I beat Man City 2-1, and that's crucial. That was really okay. Our season started now. Smashed Galatasaray, won 7-1 in Europa League, which started our sort of season there. So it's really, sometimes you just need that little bit. A few team meetings, a few stuff like that. Drew 0 now at Chelsea, absolutely respectable. Beat Everton 3-0. Beat Arsenal 3-1. Fourth in the league. So after 10 games, we're usually 10th. So despite a pretty poor start, it's very, very tight here. Could go either way. There's a couple of defeats and we're back into the mid-table. But yeah, it's after Tottenham, who beat us Europa League every year, they're 16th with half my old players. Here we go, Danaman. He's starting to be the man. Look at that, 4 offsides, world class. That's our first one. I know it's all on form, but that's how the team's looking now. He's 20 years old and he's at that rating. So even though he doesn't have the most amazing stats, his actual rating is brilliant. Having a really good keeper in back line really helps as well. So the team, and Wharton, still there, signed him one of the first players I signed. He's so good. He is so good. Convincing an 8-1 win in Europe was one way of putting it. And then a disappointing 3-1 defeat at Everton just kind of bring us down, followed 4-0 win against Fenerbahce, and then a draw at Anfield, disappointing draw at home to Leicester. We've got a game in hand on us, so we're 9th place, and still we're 5 points off Europe. I still want to get top 6. I just want to maintain Europe for fast and ever. The goal is to have a good season in Europe, try and win the Europa League, and also be in the top 6-7 in case we don't win it, so it's not this sort of yo-yo stuff. 3-0 at Villa Park, beat Marseille 4-2, so basically we are not going out of Europa League now, which is good after those first 2 terrible defeats. Beat Forest, then we beat Sheffield United in the League Cup. This was the League Cup course final, I'll point out. A few of those results were actually League Cup, not the League. Then we beat Leeds. Look at this, my goal scoring ball winning midfielder, he's still there, but we have got interest in him in the summer. Beat Tottenham 2-1, drew against Stoke, lost at Newcastle, and we got battered at Man United. Won the F Cup 3rd round, and then drew 0-0 in the first leg of the League Cup. Now, I'm going to stop that there because got invaded quite badly in January. So it all went mental. It all went ridiculous in January. So as you can see, we're 6th in the league. We're in Europa League for 3rd time in 5 years. We're qualified through that. However, this really good young team I had got completely ripped up in January because of offers I couldn't refuse. Ernesto, the really good midfielder, he went to Tottenham for 111 million. I mean, you just can't refuse his offer. I mean, you can, but just to keep like the club going, you can't refuse his offers. Trulis, one of my favourite players, 120 million, rise to 159. I mean, this guy, I'm so gutted to see him go because he was really good. He was actually having quite a poor season though. He's been really average. So to have 159 million from him, not bad. And then my cult hero, DM, again, 90 million. It's put the club into a financial state where I can invest it back this and next season. And a bit of me was like, you know what? Let's just go for it, see where it goes. If you don't want to be here, you're not going to be here. It's part of it. Now, to bring the players in, this guy was just a youngster come in on free. An anchor on deadline day to replace the Danish one left for 36 million from Fenerbahce. And then I brought in, this is just for a youngster, 13 million, it's nothing to do with it. He's gone back out on loan, one for the future. And then to replace the left winger, Trulis, I got in this Brazilian again, world-class winger for 43 million. So I feel like I replaced the players and I made about a net profit, I don't know, about 200 million. I drew 2-2 against Brighton in the league and then went out of the League Cup in the second leg, 4-2 after extra time, which is really disappointing in the semi-final. However, we won 2-0 with sort of new look team, 1-2-0 at West Ham, 1-2-1 in Europe against the team I've taken two of their best new gens from. And then this was the difference for me. I went to a 3 in midfield with like that anchor to go to Etihad in the FA Cup when we won 2-0. And this was such a statement for me when my team was like, no, we've lost a few players. This is all pixels. But they were like, we've lost a few players, but we're still here. And we could even be better now. We then won 6-0 in Europa League. And then a really good 3-2 win at Bournemouth left us 6th place. Top 4 is still on. With those transfer outgoings and the new players just galvanised my team. We beat Burnley 2-0 in the league, as you can see. Nice goals from Rowan Preslin, my English striker. 1-4-1 ease, return to come. Look, Philip Sung, another one of my English talents I signed from Peterborough. 4-1 win against Norwich. We lost 3-1 at Man City in the league, which is frustrating. Beat Luton 2-1 though. Look at that, my new Brazilian winger scoring and the other winger. 6-3 win at Norwich in the FA Cup 5th round, which is just crazy. Crazy game. Drew 2-2 at Arsenal again. I went to the 4-3-3 for that one. Disappointing defeat at home to Everton. Really disappointing. But then we got to the Europa League last 16. 1-3-1 in the away leg at Augsburg. 1-3-2 away at Tottenham in the FA Cup quarter-final. This is like the best we've been. Beat Augsburg 2-0 at home, so into the quarter-final of Europa League. 2-0 win against Chelsea at home in the league. Again, amazing. Frustrating to undefeated Tottenham, especially the Tottenham team having a poor season. But then look, April came, beat Liverpool, 1-2-1 away in the quarterfinal Europa League. One at Leicester. Look, Philip Sung, he's doing really well. Again, he had amazing stats, but these new gens that are coming through amazingly now. Sergio, what a signing. 1-4-0 against Athletic Club to go to the semi-final of Europa League. Again, look at this. 4.5 star. He looks unbelievable. He's only 20 and he's already this star. And I signed him for, well, I just signed for 30 million. That's one of the most expensive ones. Right, FA Cup semi-final, I won 4-0. He's got a hat-trick there. My Serbian winger scored. And then to end this bit, we won 3-0 against Villa in the league, which meant 4 games to go. Look how tight it is. Tottenham have risen up after an unbelievably terrible start. Leeds are second. Liverpool, we're not quite out of the title race yet because it's such a strong and inconsistent league that we're up to 5th. We might not even get Europe. This is a thing. We've probably got 7th secured, but with 4 games to go and Europa League semi-finals against Lazio, that rhymes. This is the table, so it's getting crazy, and it's such a competitive league now. With these new teams, Leeds, Tottenham coming into it more as well. We won 1-0 at Forest. Philip Sung again. Look at that, he's leading Premier League now. I'm playing him as a shadow striker, so it's between him and my German number 10. However, we did lose 2-1 at home to Lazio in the semi-final, which is a gutter. The game just got a little bit too much. But 3-0 win against Leeds, who are second even, meant we were basically, look how tight it is now. We basically got Europe of some form, but we could get top 4 with 2 games to go. We could get top 4 in a season, can I remind you, where we lost 3 of our best players. Unfortunately, we drew 2-2 against Lazio, which means we went out of Europa League, but this is the furthest we've got so far. Absolutely heartbreaking. We then drew 1-1 at Stoke, but beat Newcastle 4-3 on the final day. A 92nd minute winner by Alex Horan, who we had signed from Coventry, Peterborough, one of them, Coventry. You know, my left back scored, and we came 5th. 1 goal. One goal off Europe. Then we had an FA Cup final. The heartbreak came 4-3. You can't concede 4 goals in the final. So a season of so close yet so. I then had a nice email because of coefficients. 5th place was enough to get Champions League. So I'm in the Champions League for my 10th and possibly final season, depending on how well this all goes down and what I do. I'm in the Champions League. I mean, I've got a transfer budget of 151 million. The balance is 120. So if I spend about over 60 of that, the club will go into the red. But I will anyway, because this could be last season. I've got an unbelievable world-class team coming through who are now growing. This is the important thing when you do these FMs. One thing's getting wonder kids, but let them grow for a few years. And if you have a team of wonder kids, a whole squad of it, some of them won't grow. So I think I've done a really good job.